Welcome to As a Bow.
So below,
I am Kisha Lee, the Psychic Yogi.
and I'm Cidnee Rich, and this is Astro Reiki Taurus season. So we're going to talk about all things Taurus and what this season may bring or show up for you energetically, as well as doing a distance Reiki healing meditation, which is so amazing and so perfect. So definitely stick around for that. This is an offering that we do on our Patreon, but we love it so much that we have been sharing it on YouTube as well. So definitely check out our Patreon for goddess guidance meditations that are weekly. And yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this Taurus season. And it's a new moon, so that's perfect. We are in double Taurus energy. So we all should be able to feel that energy very organically and in our bodies. And what's come up for me, because with this moon that's happening right now, there's a lot of like tension that's also simultaneously occurring. So overall, this is for Taurus season in general, right? Not just the new moon. We're in this season of growth, abundance, right? Taurus rules the second house in our astrology charts. And the second house has to do with like our money, our resources, our assets, our investments, but also like what we value, and not just like tangibly, but like emotionally, physically. And when we think about that word value, that connects us directly to Venus, which is the planet that rules Taurus. And a lot of times when Venus is connected to our connections with other people, but with with especially with Libra energy, right? But with Taurus, I feel like it's more how we connect with our environment or with the earth, right? With the world that we have been blessed to be able to operate in and use its resources to manifest and have the life that we desire for ourselves. And there's so much abundance in nature that we can really just sit, right? Sit with Taurus energy and just pay attention to like the life that is around us everywhere. So for throughout this season, really just finding yourself in nature, even if it's like in the city in nature, just paying attention to how the grass grows through the concrete, or how the trees are still blooming within like the city structure, or how there's still like a butterfly in the middle of wherever. It's like seeing life and paying attention to that and being very present throughout this season, I feel really can help us all connect to our humanity and reintegrate back into reality, right? After starting with Aries energy and it being a little clunky because of all the retrogrades, it's like now we have an opportunity to kind of like settle back into our world and whatever that world looks like. But with that settling, we're able to really realize, okay, this is what I value from being able to show up and be who I am. Like I want to feel this way. I want to have these type of conversations. I want to do these type of activities. I want to make my money in this way. I want to I want to start to cultivate this type of hobby or practice that really like satiates my soul and like makes me feel alive and makes me feel like I am using my energy in a way that is abundant, right? That I have it, so I'm using it. And abundance, as we always talk about, is not just money. It's like it's literally like having, right? And the mantra for Taurus energy is I have. So we're remembering this whole season that like we have the time, we have the breath, we have the will, we have the dreams, we have the creativity, we have the value to create and experience the life that we all desire in a way that feels real, tangible, right? Taurus energy, we want to feel it. We want to have it in our lives, in our hands, on our bodies, in our stomachs. You know what I mean? It's like we want to have that. So it wakes up the senses. It reminds us that we're here. And with this season, it really helps us realize what doesn't feel good and what feels really good. And that helps us navigate that manifestation that is so potent during this time. Because if we know something doesn't feel good, we know like that's okay. I'm not going to put my energy, my assets, my effort into this thing. It doesn't feel good, but this over here feels really good. So just even doing a shift like that, it's a shift with your effort, right? I feel with this season, we're shifting our effort or our energy. And when we do that, just like intentionality, where energy go, what is it? What is it, Kisha?
Where attention goes, energy flows.
Yes. So with Taurus, that was so like real. So use this season to really be like, okay, when I put my energy into this thing, it gives me back so much more, right? That's abundance. But if I put my energy into this thing, I feel lack, right? I feel left out. I feel wanting more. I feel unsatiated. So that is an indicator that like that's not something that we want moving forward to have. We don't want something in our lives that makes us feel like lacking or that makes us question our worth or value when we aren't getting what we know that we deserve, right? So I think that's a big kind of like base energy for this season for me. How I'm feeling is like, where am I putting my energy? And am I getting something that makes me feel full? Or is where I'm putting my energy make me feel empty? Make me feel like I like a void, right? It goes in there and just nothing comes of it. Because with this being fixed energy, we do have an opportunity to really like ground, have things long term. There's so many different placements, and I won't go into them because I just don't feel like it, to be honest with you. But there's just so many placements that are acting during this time that are helping us really, and we talk about it often, but this feels like for real, really like ground things into like where we're going, right? The future. Aquarius is also fixed energy. So that's being highlighted during this time. Pluto in Aquarius, right? That's a 20-year transit that we're in. This season is kind of part of that vision. You know, we don't have to exactly know how our 20 years is going to look, but we have a feeling that the energy, the effort where we want to put that for the next foreseeable future. And so that is kind of how you can really look at that fixed energy. It's like it lingers, it's going to stick around. So whatever we're doing here, it's sticking around and it's trickling down, even if it just starts with like how we are taking an assessment on where we're putting our energy on an everyday basis, or how we are connecting with things in our lives that feel good or don't. And with the Taurus ruling the throat chakra, being honest with ourselves in those assessments. You know, that's going to help it to be something that can actually be abundant in our lives instead of making us feel like it's lacking. And sometimes that's difficult, but with it being fixed energy, that truth, that honesty, that allows us to really regain and take back our power, because the throat chakra also is our personal power. So when we say like, no, or I want this, that's like a little like an energy charge, right? Like it's like fertilizer on that seed that we're planting. When we take that back, it's like charging it up more. So when we take our power back and realize like our time, our energy is valuable, every second of it is. We are connecting that to the Empress energy, right? With the Venus. It's like we are here to like create, and if something is not helping that process, then it is not helping us. It's just not helpful. And so allowing that to kind of like be assessed as we get to the Scorpio full moon, and maybe releasing that type of energy so that we can truly have that transformation over the next 6 months, over the next 20 years, right? To let us know, like, no, we have agency, we have power here. And that's why that Taurus Scorpio axis is so cool, because Taurus is like using that power and Scorpio is like harnessing it. It takes it, right? If a Scorpio wants something, it's taking it. It's not going to ask, right? And so with that, it's like, no, I'm taking my power and I'm going to use it for my benefit and what value my values and what's going to help me be resourceful in my dreams, on my path, in my life. And I don't have to necessarily be so worried by that, because I also know that my soul is like navigating this with me, right? With the Hierophant representing Taurus. The Hierophant is the Pope, RIP Pope Francis. It's the guide, right? That gives us the word. So during the season, that's why being present is so helpful, because our environment is giving us guidance, whether it's through nature, whether it's through the conversations that we're having, whether it's through whatever we're reading, whatever we're doing that we're spending our time and effort and energy on, it is giving us some type of guidance. And it's up to us to be able to recognize that and use it to our benefit to help us kind of ground what it is that we're wanting into reality. So whether that be someone, this Astro Reiki session, right? Using that to help guide you is the Hierophant. It's spiritual wisdom. It comes to us to help us, to lead us, to guide us so that we can stay committed on our journey, on our soul journey. So as we do that, we start to see real transformation. Death card, Scorpio energy. So we see that kind of axis of taking that spiritual guidance. And as you take that guidance in whatever form it shows up, it is what helps us transform Scorpio into that next level, into that evolution of self, so that we're actually living and have the lives that we're wanting. So I think I touched on all the energy here. I didn't talk about it being earth energy, but that's kind of like baked into the nature aspect, and the senses and being very present. It's also feminine energy, right? So we talked about that a little bit with the Empress, like we're using our power to like assess or receive the senses around us, like, okay, I like this, I don't like this works for me, I can use this to create this thing. I am a, and I think that's interesting too. It's like a weird paradox. This is like an aside thought in my head. Like the Empress, although she is divine feminine, she's also like, she creates. Creating is like a external thing, right? Like if you give birth, like it's not happening all inside. Maybe that's where it's being like created, but you're still birthing it. So it's like the feminine energy is so, especially Taurus, I feel so strong because it's like both, because it has that fixed quality of like bringing something and making it like here. It's just it's a weird like thought in my head of how like freaking cool Taurus and Scorpio energy is, in that idea of like it's very masculine even though it's very feminine energies. And I think it has a lot to do with that fixed nature that it has. So I think that's done. I'm done with my little spiel there. Let's see what's going on with the tarot real quick. I love the reading that we got for the new moon on tarot and transits. So check that out, and the sun and Taurus reading, but this is for Astro Reiki. So coming through what we want to have, cultivate, nurture, where we're putting our energy and our effort and our time, what we're building, what we're creating. Six of shells. The Knight of Swords. Interesting. Knight of Feathers on here says logic and justice. So maybe that has a lot to do with that assessment, taking that assessment, what makes sense to spend my energy, my time, my effort. That also goes alongside with manifesting, right? We have to have our mind and our heart kind of connected. So the King of Swords, he takes no shit, but he also takes action. And it's from a place that's very just and very like, what's for me? I'm going to make the best choices for me. The Knight of more swords energy, the Knight of Swords. So that's that intentionality once again. Action and focus came up on this card. So this season's helping us really set our sights on what our life is and what we want it to be. And so although it is slow and although it is very sensual and pleasurable, it's also like you have to know what that is for you, right? You have to know that this feels good. You have to know that you want this. You have to know that you don't want this. Like it's in tandem with the mental space, although that we're here in the yin energy, and then we have the Hermit. Contemplation and wisdom on this card. So knowing what's best for us, using that Virgo earthy energy of saying, okay, like I know if I want to have this thing, then I need to make sure that what I'm focusing on and what my intentions are in alignment with my soul. The Hermit, it's all about the soul energy and like us listening to that inner wisdom. So the Hermit and the Hierophant are kind of like very similar energies in the way of the wisdom, but one is more like externalized, right? With the Pope energy, and the Hermit is more of like that internal, which goes along with the new moon, right? Only only your soul knows what's best for you. So even if you were to go to the Hierophant and hear the message and hear the guide, it's still up to you to kind of take that energy and sit with it and see like, okay, yeah, that resonates deeply with me. So I'm going to make that decision, King of Swords, and take that action, Knight of Swords, towards where I'm trying to get to. Bless. Okay, great. There's that.
I just went to church. I was like, wow, this is some good stuff. I was like, just it's deep, and I always tell you readings are transformative. And so yeah, this energy for me has been, I would say, like very deep and very peaceful. There's this like slow and steady ease that's just in my days, and it's just, things are just nice. I'm like, I don't know where I, broke through this portal, but it feels good and I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to indulge in it. Lots of laughter, lots of harmony, lots of joy, deep sense of fulfillment. And so I was writing down earlier that when there is desire, then we are left feeling unsatiated, right? But when we are satiated, we are then also satisfied. And in order for us to feel satisfied, we have to be able to embrace the variety of life. And when we reflect on that, we see that the variety of life is what abundance truly is, that creative energy showing itself, expressing itself in a myriad of ways. And so this Astro Reiki is going to be one of satiating the senses. It's sexy. I love it. Right? I wrote that down. I was like, yeah, that's good shit. We're doing that. So, with that being said, just allowing yourself to take a nice deep breath. Slowly, and close your eyes. Just settling. Noticing the breath, allowing it to slow down. Allowing things to become still. Become quiet within. And just noticing the rise and fall of the chest. As you breathe in and out. Need to change anything, force anything. Just allowing everything around you, your external environment, to become background noise. Bringing your focus inwards. Taking a moment just to lean back into becoming the observer. Observing your thoughts, allowing them to just wander, passing through the mind, clouds in the sky, breath like the wind blowing subtly through the trees, in and out, just setting everything else aside. Bringing your awareness, sounds of your environment. You can hear the faint sound of the breath in and out. Maybe you can hear sounds of the world around you. You can hear the sound of your heartbeat. Just sitting in this moment, open and receptive. Just chilling, relaxing. Nowhere else to be, nothing else to do in this moment. Just relax. Allowing any tension to dissolve. Maybe sitting a little deeper into this space. Feeling yourself sinking a little deeper, yet being held, supported by the earth beneath you. Feel heaviness, your body, flesh, bones, your being. Maybe there's a scent or a fragrance in the air. What do you notice? Is it earthy? Is it floral? Is it pungent? Do you describe quality, smells, fragrances in your environment? Maybe even your own body. Fragrance of you. Breathing in. Breathing out. Remembering that bouquet of your body is simply biological. It's a part of your body's ecology or being as a human. All of its wonderful faculties and processes. Contributing to the primal, sensual being of you. Maybe you allow yourself to experience the flavor of this moment. The remnants of your desires upon the tongue. What would the receptivity, the life that's being created, what would that taste like? What would it feel like to sip the nectar? What would that taste like? Sip the nectar of your wishes, your dreams, desires, being satiated. What do you have a taste for? What would you like to indulge in, experience? What would it feel like? Just slip into the skin of your most worthy, abundant, creative, instinctual self. Maybe you try it on, allow it. Touch your skin with a gentleness, softness, velvet or satin, silk. Maybe it has a texture like lace, fur, soft, warm, comforting. Allow yourself just to be wrapped in this vibration. This frequency just oozing through your body like honey. Taking a deep breath in, expanding the belly, the heart space, the mind, and if you like, releasing an audible exhale, sigh of relief, taking in all the goodness of this moment. Allowing you to continue to wash over you, through you, allow this energy to bathe you. Transformative nature, nurturing you in ways known and unknown, expected and unexpected, helping you to become more growth oriented, prospering, colorful, full of health and vitality, that nourishment like the rain, down into a field, flowers, meadow, nourishing the soil, feeling the fullness, vitality, fertility, possibility. Bearing fruit, creating a beautiful garden of wealth, allowing yourself to plant seeds of various intention, variety, feeling into that sense of pleasure, joy, optimism, committing and devoting, nurturing those seeds. It is time for them to take root and then to bloom. Knowing that you continue to grow that which you value, you appreciate that which you value, that ritualistic nourishment, pouring into the things that you value, allowing yourself to be poured into, knowing, trusting the process of cycling, blooming in your own time. So you relax. Sense of safety and trust. Feel calm, at ease, peace. Feeling the enjoyment of just being here now. Grounded, still in yourself. Notice how you feel now. When we began, you feel lighter, freer, more present. You have opened yourself up with blessings, the bounty, vibrancy, life, cycles, rhythms, nature, your divine nature. It's as if you've embodied heaven on earth. Recognizing that in order to have is to hold, something, is to evoke the senses. Allowing yourself to be that sensual being. For to invoke the senses is to embody. To have, to embody, to hold is to be magnetic. It's free. Yourself moments of stillness, moments of rest, moments of pleasure. And just be. On your next breath, just slowly and gently begin bringing some movement. Your toes, each finger, your awareness, the tops of your foot, soles of your feet, allowing that awareness move up through the ankles, shins, calves, knees, thighs, hips, glutes, and the belly. Moving your fingertips and just bring your awareness to the back of your hands, palms of your hands, your wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arm, shoulder, back, belly, chest. Maybe rolling through the shoulders, rolling through the neck. Opening and closing the jaw, bringing some movement to the face, crown of your head, and no rush. When you're ready, you open your eyes. I don't know what you're looking at, but I'm like, I think we both kind of got lost. I was looking at the camera, both like, where am I? So just we took off somewhere.
Most definitely. I was like, oh, was I sitting here the whole time?
Yeah, yeah.
As usual, perfection. So yes, you guys, come hang out with us on our Patreon. We're about to go do personal readings, and that's only accessible through the Patreon. So if you enjoyed this, come join the Patreon. We have free membership as well. You don't have to pay for a tier. And bless. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you next time.